Sales are coming thick and fast for wb&sons. It was only established 10 months ago, and now it's holding sales every 6 weeks. The next one takes place on March the 26th, and over 100 cars are expected, and a fantastic variety.
Absolutely, Jeff. I have to say, I'm really impressed with how the site has developed as well. They've expanded the space. They've got this new sort of photo booth here, and what a style we've got here. This is for your eyes only. Proper Roger Moore spec James Bond Lotus Esprit Turbo.
Love the red on red. About 40,000 miles. It came from a large Lotus collection.
This is the one to have, I think. It's the right shape, the right engine. It's perfect.
Just a great example of 80s excess, I think. Just with the
so
kit.
rare.
Yeah.
It's so rare now, right? So, but as ever, we want to bring things down to earth a little bit. Lovely little Mini.
We haven't started with the Mini, but it is second.
Yeah, but it is a lovely example. To be fair, even I would be picking this one out.
Mk2 Morris Mini Traveller, so quite a rare car. 998cc, but the interesting thing about this one, it's got the automatic transmission. That's pretty rare now, especially to survive with that automatic transmission.
Would that normally have put people off, but nowadays these are so rare.
Lovely tartan red, got the wood. One family owned until 2015, and then fully restored. And I've seen the file with it, and it's like this.
It's immaculate. The timber looks in good fettle as well. But if you want something compact, but not quite as Britishy.
Yeah, how about
rare
this?
beast here, this little Fiat.
1954 Fiat Topolino.
Topolino.
As the plate suggests. From South Africa, but all the Nova's been done. Again, this is another car with a massive file of history. And I just think, wow.
They're great, aren't they? Just what a distinctive car. I think that would be a lovely car for your collection. It'd be beautiful. But listen, if you don't do small, we can do big as well. So let's head over there. We're going to go and have a look.
This is quite a curiosity, isn't it?
Look at this, Rolls-Royce 2530.
Yeah, 1937. But, and there's a big but on this, isn't there?
Yes, what we've come to have a look at. My goodness.
So that is a 3-litre engine from a Mark III Toyota Supra. Now, we just wouldn't expect that to be in there, would you?
No, exactly.
With a manual gearbox as well.
So, I mean, I guess this opens up a whole debate about originality versus practicality. Because, I mean, if this was being used as a wedding car or, you know, even a film car or something, having that more dependable Toyota engine in it would be the way to go, right? But
you're less likely to have any issues on the way back from the church, aren't you?
You'd make a statement on the road, wouldn't you? But you'd also get there. So,
do you think it drifts?
I wouldn't be brave enough to give it a go, but yes, you could probably give it a try, I suppose. There's a few other sort of quirky things here. Got the Sunbeam Torbit here. Yeah. I think this is one of the first ones that denotes the roots ownership of the Torbit name. So it's got a lovely 3-litre engine from the Hillman Hawk.
How about this? Another pre-war Vauxhall 14.6.
Another Vauxhall.
A rare tourer model, and yeah, like you say, this blue with the brown leather interior.
And we've talked before about the fact that pre-war is a little bit sort of perhaps misunderstood, maybe even a bit feared, but actually, you know, there is still some decent support and expertise. You've got to go and find it, but I think if you want to stand out on the show field, this is the sort of thing to go for, I reckon.
It's quite a usable pre-war car as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, there's plenty more to see, so let's go and have a little wander. Now, I wanted to pick out this, Jeff. This is the Daimler Sovereign, so they're basically the Daimler version of the 420.
Yeah, upgraded S-Type, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's got the independent rear suspension. It's a 1969, so the XJ6 Series 1 was out by now, although relatively in short supply. But of course, we know where Series 1 XJ6 prices have gone. If you want something of a similar ilk, this is the affordable way into it, because I think this is a really good choice. It looks like it's had a retrim inside, but that interior is absolutely immaculate. Yeah, so this is lovely. And there's a few other Jaguars parked up here. We've got a fairly early Series 3 XJ here. Got an XJ Esprit facelift, and we've got a Daimler 250 Saloon. But it's really the Fords that I wanted to look at here, and particularly this really last of the line Sierra Sapphire.
Yeah, a 1.6 Azura.
Where Ford were good, weren't they? They knew they had to get a bit of demand for those run-out cars, so they did this limited edition one with some fancy alloys and coloured bumpers. Mondeos were out on K by this point, so you know this is really last of the line.
Tidy car, wind-up windows, quite a basic spec one, but 84,000 miles, so plenty of life left. Dealer plates, which is always nice to see.
Yeah, no, I think that's it. But if this is a little bit too modern for your Blue Oval fans, then Exhibit A here, this Mk2 Cortina 1600 Super.
Another late car. It's
immaculate, I have to say, and largely standard bar the wheels, right? But even the wheels look appropriate.
Well, they're RS4 spokes, aren't they? I think they're a modern deep dish take on the RS4
Yeah,
spokes.
I think they look great, and I think that's part of the battle when you modify a Ford, make it look tasteful. The interior is lovely. No, it's absolutely fantastic. A motor-liter steering wheel in there as well.
Very tidy car, this one.
Looks just a job. And as ever, with their expanding warehouse space, they've got more delights over here, so can have a wander.
Okay, so how about this French people's car?
The Citroën 2CV, getting harder to find now, and I just like the honest condition of this one. And normally sort of something that might need a bit of a respray or something like that would terrify me, but with 2CVs, the sort of specialist knowledge that exists in the UK, I mean, people rebuild these pretty much from scratch. There's panels and there's, you know, just, it's easy to, I think, pretty much rebuild a 2CV from scratch. So I wouldn't be intimidated by this at all. I think this is a delightful thing.
On face value, this one does look pretty solid, doesn't it?
Yeah, and actually, wasn't there a 2CV in for Euros only? Anyway, we might have to cut that out because it was probably a Diane, someone's going to tell me. But anyway, Mark III.
It was a Diane.
It was.
a yellow Diane. Oh, no, is it? No, it's a 2CV because they made a special edition of it.
Yeah, okay, there we go. Right, good. Mark III Escort Ghia, 1986, it's a really late one. I just think with the XR prices going so crazy, the next thing to do is to go and buy a fairly high spec elsewhere. So a Ghia model for me is where it is. Nice plush interior. I think it's a really good example. I thought this SAAB 900 was sort of worth a mention, only because, again, 900s are getting rarer, aren't they? This is a sort of a fairly basic spec, but in a way that makes it more appealing as far as I'm concerned. Everyone goes after the turbos and the 16-valve models. I think this is just plain and simple, but for me, all the better for it.
A nice sturdy Survivor, and of course, I love those sort of polished hubcaps they had.
So distinctive, so very, very SAAB. But I'm going to go with this Jaguar E-Type Series 2 over here.
Yeah, what about this? So this is a Californian import in rare willow green, and yes, it's in need of restoration.
The reserve price reflects that, Jeff.
Yeah.
And a bit like we mentioned with the 2CV, restoring an E-Type isn't difficult. It's not cheap, but it's not difficult because the expertise is all there. So, I mean, what a
very
glorious
strong
example.
basis, I think, as well. And it is a desirable car because it's the two-seater fixed-head coupe.
But if you want a roadster instead of a coupe, there's plenty more down here. So let's have a little wander.
Oh, we've got a great selection here, haven't we?
So look, you've got a Fiat 124 here.
MGB with a V8 in it, yeah.
V8, excellent. Another one here, got a BMW Z3.
Yeah.
Big fan of the Z3. But here's the one I really wanted to talk about, the M100 Lotus Elan. And this is the Turbo SE model.
Yeah, this one looks a really straight example. It's got the leather seats.
Yeah, it's pretty tidy in there, isn't it? They're just so rare. For me, would be the better choice over probably the more obvious choice of an MX-5. I think it looks absolutely brilliant.
Funny you should mention the MX-5, of course, because much more successful, but then who were they inspired by?
The original Elan.
Yeah,
and
of course.
There's one over here. But here it is, Lotus Elan Series 4.
Yeah, 1969 car. I mean, beautiful condition. I believe the vendor is heavily involved with the Lotus Club, obviously knows his stuff, because look at the preparation of it.
Yeah, it looks glorious, isn't it?
You could identify the Series 4 by the slightly more flared wheel arches, and it shared the backlights with the Jaguar E-Type Series 2s.
What a resplendent example. Let's wander over here. It's something a bit more modern over here. Let's go past this GT6. A Maserati 4200. If you want a refreshing alternative to a Merc SL or Jaguar XK8, this 4.2 V8 Maserati, what a car.
This one is the lesser spotted manual.
Yes, which I think makes this the more desirable spec. Actually, I like the dark interior, immaculate.
Does look the part in metallic black, doesn't it?
Yes, I think so. The interior is spotless. But anyway, if you're tired of the Italian Exotica, it was very remiss of me to miss these later Minis over here, Jeff. Yeah. I'm expecting you to educate me yet more on the differences.
Yeah, we've seen the Traveller, the Mark II Traveller. Okay, so this one is SPI Cooper, a Monte Carlo edition. Now they made 200 of these for the UK market, but this is a Japanese import car, so you get aircon and you get the automatic gearbox in this one.
It looks tidy in there as well.
Yeah, this is a lovely example. This thing is as clean underneath as it is on top, and it really is a special car. Love the trim, obviously inspired by the 60s Monte Carlo rally winners.
I shouldn't encourage you, Jeff, obviously to buy any more Minis because you've got like a million of them. But out of this one or this one, which one would you have?
I am a fan of the Sport Pack. I really like the look of them. I just like the, you know, the big sort of...
Yeah, I do. I kind of like the chunky kind of MGF steering wheel and all that kind of stuff.
And later MPI car, love Volcano Orange. Most of the time the steering wheels are always coming apart on these, but this one's lovely. Dash is nice.
If you want something British and period charm, let's go over to that camper van. Let's head over there.
So this is a Morris A60, isn't it?
Yes.
Quite a late one, 1971.
Converted by Tall Cars of Torrington down in Devon.
Love the pop top. And look at the interior fittings in this. They all look original, don't they?
Yeah, and I reckon a bit of sympathetic restoration and that'll look really mint, and then you'll keep it in period as well. So it's got the early B series engine, so nice steadfast mechanicals.
And we've featured one of these, haven't we?
We've done an example on our sister website, heritagemachines.com. I will put a link in the description so you can have a look at that, but there was a lovely owner's story. Yeah, what a great example. Let's go to a weekend classic car show and stay overnight in that. That'll be brilliant.
I mean, it's brilliantly indicative, isn't it, of the variety in this sale once again. Over 100 cars are expected. Yeah. So for the full catalogue, head to the wb&sons website and you'll get to see them in all their glory.
Happy bidding, guys.